This is Brandon from Calamity, and you're listening to the Gareth Nelson Show.
Okay, we are joined by Brandon from the band Calamity on the Gareth Nelson Show today. Brandon, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks, and you?
Not too bad, thanks. All right, well, tell us about the band and how did you guys get started and how did you guys meet, etc.?
Yeah, well, so I started the band with my best mate at the time, Luca, who is our drummer. We actually went to the same school. So, we met at school and we kind of became close through a mutual love of music, and we shared the same taste in music. And yeah, we were both musicians at the time, but being kids, we were kind of just mucking about more than anything. But it was inevitable that we would eventually get into something sort of serious. Luca's dad had been involved in the music industry, and over time things just sort of developed. We went through a couple of people, and there we are.
Settled on a lineup, the current lineup, as it were.
Yeah, and I mean, we're actually, three of us went to the same school. Josie, our bass player, also went to the same school. We didn't actually know him at school, though, but we got to know him afterwards. And Matthew just recently joined the band about 6 months ago. So, yeah.
And how are you finding the South African music scene at the moment? I mean, is it quite frustrating, or do you find it promising?
I think it's really promising. I think it's always important to have a sort of more positive outlook. It's definitely tough, to be honest, but it's also really sort of diverse, which is a massive benefit in a number of ways. And the way that we kind of look at it is that being as diverse as it is, there's always room for growth and development, and there's always a gap in the market, sort of thing. There's always room for you to do something different, and that's exactly what we've always tried to do from day one. We've always just tried to do what other people aren't, and I think that's what kind of, that's why we think it's super positive.
And where would you like to take your music? I mean, in terms of overseas, etc.?
Yeah, definitely. I think it would be really, really cool to just, the ultimate goal at the end of the day, I guess, as a musician, as an artist, more broadly, would be to just sort of, you want to express yourself to as many people as possible, to connect with as many people as possible. And so, we've had really, really fantastic support so far locally, and we'd love to take that everywhere, all over the world. Would be great.
And what do you think it's really about, though, for you guys? Is it more about playing live, or is it about the social media interaction? Is it about putting the music out there for people to buy, or do you think it's really about engaging with an audience?
I mean, at the end of the day, the most important thing, as I say now, is connecting with people. So I think people is the most important aspect, and we've always, as a band, I think we've always sort of drifted towards enjoying our live performances more than anything. Every time, whenever you're writing and you're working in studio, you sort of always have the live performance in mind.
Yes.
But I guess everything has its place. Nowadays it's really, really important to connect with people as much as you can, whether it's over the internet and social media, any of that kind of stuff. And obviously we also, we love working in the studio and stuff. That's something that's been a relatively new experience for us, because we're a relatively new band, and that's something that we've all grown to love, enormously. We've had fantastic experiences with that as well. But yeah, I think ultimately at the end of the day, it's about human interaction. So person to person is, that's great.
The most important thing at the end of the day, it's all about the audience, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what inspires you now and the band as songwriters? I mean, where would you say your music comes from?
I think it sort of stems largely from the sort of age that we're all at the moment. I mean, being young sort of varsity students, we're all at university, we're all going through those sort of, ups and downs. And so I think, that's in a way, it's a tough part of your life, because you're sort of figuring yourself out, figuring out what you want to do. You want to do certain things, and sort of the world wants you to do other things. I mean, it's the classic, frustrated, angsty teenager kind of thing. But we don't look at it like that. We just look at it as like we would kind of like to express, our feings on making our way through the world at this sort of age, and hoping that other people can relate to that, the struggles that we go through, and sharing that with people, and sort of, I think that the cool way to look at it is like providing a way to express that for people who might not have their own way to express it.
Absolutely. Well said. And where can we find more about you guys from, on social media, etc., websites, buy your music, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, our music's available on all major streaming platforms, so Apple Music, Deezer, Spotify, Google Play, all that kind of thing. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It's just Calamity on all of those, so you can hit us up anywhere.
And the name of the band, how did you guys come across that?
It's actually the name of a song. When we started out, Luca and I were very big into the sort of pop punk scene.
Yes.
And there's a band called All Time Low, who we've always been very, very big sort of fans of. We were very big fans of them at the time, and they've got a song called Oh Calamity, and we just sort of changed up the punctuation a little bit and tossed in an exclamation mark.
Funny enough, I thought it might be that for some reason. I don't know why, but
yeah.
All right, well, Brandon, it's awesome chatting to you, and we wish you all the best, and I'm sure we'll chat to you soon again. And guys, go and find this music. It's really cool. Oh Calamity.